Next on WoodSongs, we're celebrating the music of families. We have the SNYDER Family Band and John McEuen and his sons, the McEwens.
Send a whisper in the wind.
The television broadcast of WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour is made possible in part by the Lexington Convention and Visitors Bureau, providing information to families, conventions, and vacationers to visit the horse farms, bourbon trails, and music of Lexington and Central Kentucky. Online at visitlex.com. C.F. Martin and Company, makers of handcrafted American-made Martin guitars since 1833. American Recordable Media, manufacturing CDs, DVD, and more for independent artists worldwide. Insight Communications, providers of cable, telephone, high-definition television, and broadband internet service.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride, his name is Hank Williams, the drifting cowboy.
On the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Bruce Horns.
Hi, this is Kevin Moe.
Hey folks, this is Bela Fleck.
Hi folks, this is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer, author, and tree hugger, Michael Jonathan.
I believe in redemption. I believe in the truth. I believe there's a moment when all that is good comes shining through. And I believe in transition. I believe change is mostly good. It's the steady confusion of life that transforms us from old into new. And I believe nothing could be so fine as love and forgiveness and mercy divine. And I believe nothing could be so fine as love and forgiveness and mercy divine. I believe in remorse, that forgiveness is truth, and nothing else matters except for the love between me and you. And I believe nothing could be so fine as love and forgiveness and mercy divine, as love and forgiveness and mercy divine.
Welcome to the historic Kentucky Theater. Here we are in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. It's so nice that everybody would come out here. We're broadcasting all over the world, celebrating independent and grassroots music, this precious diamond of art, this folk thing that has many, many different facets to it, much like a diamond does. There's folk and blues and bluegrass, country, Celtic, old-timey, new singer-songwriters. We celebrate it all on this show. People come from all over the world to be on this stage. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs. You just have to be very, very good. And that's what we've got on our broadcast tonight. We've got two artists, two acts, two bands. Both of them are families. And you know, the idea of families playing music together, families performing together and singing together, making the living room couch the greatest stage in the world has been a theme of WoodSongs since we started the show several years ago. And tonight we've got two great examples of families that perform together, make wonderful music. It's not an unusual thing in music. Of course, the Carter family is probably the most famous for the many family-type groups and artists that have been out there. So we've got the first artist up. I'm not going to tell you much about the dad right now because they are here as a trio and as a unit. Two sons and the father. They're going to do a great song from their brand new CD. It's a tune called For All the Good It Did. Please welcome the McEwens on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Thank you. That's my son Jonathan on the end and my son Nathan in the middle. I get to back them up.
It's in the whisper in the wind, coming down the hall, the shadow of a candle dancing on the wall. It's the question that I hide from, whistling in the dark. How could this love bring me down when I tried so hard? For all the good it did, for all the time we spent, all the changes I went through before you left. I'm trying to move on, forgive and forget, and forever see our love for all the good it did. Journey up the mountain is all about the climb. Love comes in all different shades of gray, not only black and white. This one just didn't work out the way I thought it should. It's been a hard-earned lesson I've learned, and I wouldn't trade if I could. For all the good it did, for all the time we spent, all the changes I went through before you left. I'm trying to move on, forgive and forget, and forever see our love for all the good it did. Trying to move on, forgive and forget, and forever see our love for all the good it did.
Thank you.
It's the McEwens on our stage. Jonathan on acoustic guitar singing lead. Nathan, his brother, singing beautiful backup harmonies. And Big Daddy, the string wizard, Mr. John McEuen, is here. Founding member of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Thank you.
Let's talk to the dad for a second.
Sure.
Must be very proud of your sons being not just their sons, but they're great musicians. They're good singers.
I'm proud of the fact that people tell me they're nice guys.
And well, that's a good part too. Was music training something important in the home, or did they just pick it up because the sheer fact that you were immersed in it as their dad?
It came into them unknown to me. They started learning songs that I had no idea they do. Hey, Dad, have you ever heard this song? Like at 15 years old, 14 years old. Yeah, I have. Where'd you learn it? Off one of your old albums. What do you mean, have I ever heard it? You know, you think we were the Monkees or something? And they learned stuff that was way beyond me, and have taught me a lot over the years.
Well,
guys, thank you for that.
Let's say hi to Nathan.
Well,
Nathan,
hello.
it's your first time on our show.
Hello. Howdy, Nathan.
So, so tell me, how old were you when music started becoming important to you? I mean, you're probably aware that your dad was a musician and stuff, but when it became important to you, how old were you?
Honestly, it was probably about when I was about 4 or 5. He'd be out on the road for a couple of months, but my favorite thing would be when he'd come home and sit down when we were going to bed and playing the banjo. And I realized how much I missed having that, going to bed, before bedtime. And then I started learning I could make money from it. No, just
I don't know, there's a reason folk rhymes with broke. Welcome to the music business. Now, you are an excellent banjo player in your own right. Now, the new album is the McEwen Sessions, and it's got all the songs that people are hearing on our broadcast are on this album. I was really surprised listening to the album. I thought I was listening to your dad. You've got his tone. I mean, you've really got that brilliant, bright, special kind of tone in the banjo.
Well, thanks for the lessons, Dad.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And over there next
See, that's part of the shock I talked about. I had no idea he made up the tunes on that album. And I went, darn. Well, at least my last name is on them.
Well, Nathan, isn't Banjormus your song?
Yes, that's correct.
The best name of a banjo song I've ever heard, Banjormus.
Yeah.
is great.
Enormous.
It's a big one, too. Yeah.
We're going to get more. We're going to talk to Jonathan, the other brother, here in a second. But we're going to get back into the album. It's a great album called the McEwen Sessions. This is a tune called The Grand Design. It's the McEwens on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio.
Well, I've got so much to lose, well, and there's so little time, and I've been thinking about it, and every day and every night, my grand design. Well, I've been leaving this town for so many years, and after all the driving, each new borderline starts looking the same as here. Well, I wanted to be in the movies, and I thought I could sing in the band, but the Grammys ain't playing my song, dear. Mr. Oscar's an old evil man. Take it, John. me a job. Pouring coffee and tea. And through the window, the west is setting and seems to laugh at me. And it was 6 months ago that I last saw the sea. Hollywood ain't buying, and all my dreams are dying. He's looking at me. Well, I wanted to be in movies, and I thought I could sing in a band, but the Grammys ain't playing my song. Mr. Oscars and old evil man. Mr. Oscars and old evil man. One more time. Mr. Oscars and
From a CD called the McEwen Sessions. Jonathan and Nathan, and of course the dad, John McEuen. Glad everybody could be here. Now, Jonathan, you're here playing your beautiful Martin guitar. You were here once before with Jamie Harris. That's another project that you.
Yeah, Hannah McEwen was a offspring of Jeff Hannah and John McEwen.
Yeah.
And we decided to start a band with a shorter name that was easier to say.
So that's the McEwens. So let me ask the same thing that I did with Nathan. How old were you when you noticed that music was a vital part?
You know, it was funny. I always picked up on the resonance from behind where the instrument was playing, whereas a lot of times you're in the audience, you know, you're hearing music from here. What I thought was very interesting is when I first hung out at his gigs at Red Rocks, the amphitheater in Red Rocks.
Your dad.
He had his own show there every summer, and we'd go hang out at Red Rocks, you know, and shake up the Cokes and put them back in the tray, and the band would come off stage and, nice show. You know? They knew it was us that did it.
They probably loved seeing you backstage.
But the way the music sounded behind that stage in the caves and such, I've said this many times, but it sounded amazing. Then he'd come home and he'd play, good night, you know, at the edge of the bed, you know, be like, you know, fall asleep to that, and that's where I got the bug. I admit it.
Well, it just shows the importance of being around it for kids, to be around the music, you know, no matter whether it's Red Rocks or home. You know, it's nice that your dad was able to do that. The next song that you guys are going to play, what a unusual but wonderful pick to have on the album. And Nathan, let me ask you about this. Dan Fogelberg, big hero of your guys. I mean, you're talking about Colorado. That's where he was from, but.
I went to see him once with my mother.
Did you?
I'd only seen him play once.
Right.
I mean, he's written some amazing songs, and there's a few of them, and this is definitely one that I first heard Jonathan bring up about, I think you were 17, so, hello, Jeff. I think you were 17, we were in Kansas, and I think this was the first time you played this song, and it blew my mind, and I thought, wow, what a perfect song for this situation.
Well, the rendition that you guys did on the album is really brilliant. This is a hard song to cover because he made it so incredibly popular, but you do a great job. Dan Fogelberg wrote it. It's found on the McEwen Sessions CD, their brand new album. The tune is called Leader of the Band on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio.
town alone and wild, a cabinet maker's son. His hands were meant for different work, and his heart was known to none. He left his home and went his lone and solitary way. He gave to me a gift I know I never can repay. A quiet man in music denied a simpler fate. He tried to be a soldier once, but his music wouldn't wait. He earned his love through discipline, the thunder and velvet hand. His gentle means of sculpting souls took me years to understand. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and a song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band. My brother's lives were different, for they heard another call. One went to Chicago and the other to St. Paul. And I'm in Colorado when I'm not in some motel, living out this life I've chose and gone to know so well. We thank you for the music and just stories of the road. We thank you for the freedom when it came my time to go. Thank you for your kindness and the times when you got tough. Papa, I don't think we've said we love you enough. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and the song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band. I am a living legacy to the leader of the band.
Thank you.
Beautiful song. Well done. The McEwens, Jonathan, John, and brother Nathan. If you want to know more about the McEwens, if you want to make the McEuen Sessions their brand new record, part of your home music collection, we encourage you to visit our website, WoodSongs.com. If you click on the archive page, this is show number 660. We'll let you know everything that you need to know about how to make this a wonderful album, part of your home music collection. Matter of fact, in the second half hour, they're going to play my favorite song on the album, and it's worth having just for the awesome centerfold picture that they have. Probably the best centerfold picture of any album jacket I ever saw. We're going to let you know about the McEwens as well as the next artist. You know, of course, we're celebrating the music of families, and so we were looking around, where is another family that is just making just wonderful, dynamic music that can match the McEwens note for note? And we've had, I think we may have found it. And it's a dad, 16-year-old son playing guitar, 13-year-old daughter playing fiddle. They've got a beautiful album called Stages, and this is a great tune called Goose Down Pillow. It's the Snyder Family Band on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio. '16-year-old Jeff Snyder on that super hot acoustic guitar. We got Samantha Snyder, 13 years old, Father Bud on the upright bass. We're going to get back more with the music of the Snyder family. We got a special 6-year-old treat coming up after the break, and we'll be back with the McEwens as well. So we'll be back right after this.
Hi, this is Steve Martin, and you're listening to folk singer Michael Jonathan and the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And thank you very much, Steve. Nice to have Steve Martin's voice on the show. We got to mention that Mr. John McEuen produced Steve Martin's Grammy Award-winning album, The Crow, and it's nice to have Mr. McEuen here with his sons, Jonathan and Nathan. We've also got the Snyder family, and sitting next to me is an incredibly handsome young fella. Tell everybody your first name.
Owen.
Your first name is Owen, and how old are you, Owen?
6.
Okay, you're 6 years old, and you are Zeb's little brother, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, now, does Zeb and your sister and your dad, do they play music a lot in your family?
Pretty much every day.
Pretty much every day. And you get to sit there, 6 years old, you get to sit at the kitchen table or in the living room, and you listen to them a lot, right?
Well, not all the time. You see, they play in the room, and it's not in the living room or the kitchen.
Okay. Didn't know we were going to be location specific. Now, somebody told me that you know how to play the guitar a little bit, right?
Yeah, but Daddy didn't bring it. You see.
Oh, so you can't play the guitar because you don't have your guitar here with you, but you are going to sing us a song, right? What's the name of this song?
The Glendy Boat, but I want to explain this to you. It is not the whole song. It is only one verse of a song.
Okay. The song will be about as short as you are, okay? So why don't you go ahead and sing this wonderful one verse of this song, okay? Ready?
Well, the Glendy Boat is a mighty fast boat with a mighty fine captain, too. He sits up there on the hurricane deck and he keeps his eye on the crew. Well, I can't stay here 'cause the work's too hard. I have to leave this town. I'll take my duds and tow them on my back when the Glendy Boat comes down. Let's off for Louisiana. I'm bound to leave this town. I'll take my duds and tow them on my back when the Glendy Boat comes down.
Here you go. Okay. Little 6-year-old Owen, I'm going to let you introduce your family's next song, okay? So you just repeat after me. You say, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
From their wonderful CD called Stages.
From the wonderful CD called Stages.
This is a song called Perfect Sacrifice.
This is a song called Perfect Sacrifice.
It's the people who discipline me.
It's the people who discipline me.
The Snyder Family Band.
The Snyder Family Band.
Go.
He was just a boy from Bethlehem, but this young boy was the Holy Lamb. At 12 years old, he already knew he had his Father's will to do. And it's amazing that he humbled himself this way. To earth he didn't stay. They scoffed at him and then they took his life. He made the perfect sacrifice. I don't know how he could bear the weight or the thought of the death that would be his fate. But he lived his life in a perfect way up to his very dying day. And it's amazing that he humbled himself this way. When he came to earth, he didn't stay. They scoffed at him and then they took his life. The perfect sacrifice. Now, friend, I hope that you will see Jesus gave his life for a wretch like me. And maybe then you will understand how precious are his nail-scarred hands. And it's amazing that he humbled himself this way. When he came to earth, he didn't stay. They scoffed at him and then they took his life. He made the perfect sacrifice. They scoffed at him and then they took his life. He made the perfect sacrifice. He made the perfect sacrifice.
Beautiful song from their new CD called Stages. It's the Snyder Family Band and The Perfect Sacrifice. Let's talk to, first, you just sang the song, Samantha. You're 13 years old?
Yes, sir.
13. Homeschooled or did you go to public school?
I'm homeschooled.
You're homeschooled, and that gives you time to practice and stuff.
It sure does.
So when was music becoming part of the home routine for you? How old were you when you first started playing?
My parents actually started me in the classical Suzuki method when I was 3 years old.
3.
And we had, my parents had no musical background. They didn't play instruments. I mean, Daddy played drums in high school, and Mama had played clarinet in high school. But other than that, there was no musical background. But they decided to start me in it because they thought it would be great for my development and, you know, for my math skills and things like that.
Well, a lot of folks listening don't realize that music is very math intensive. It's all fractions and quarter notes and eighth notes, and you have to really put that stuff together.
Yeah, so. It hasn't very much helped me about that math part, but that's a different story.
Well, let's talk to Brother Zeb there, 16 years old on the guitar. So how good on the guitar do you think you need to get in order to compete with your little brother Owen?
I've got a long way to go.
That kid's a little pistol. You are an excellent guitar player for 16 years old.
Thank you.
So who are you listening to besides Tony Rice? Who are you listening to a lot?
You know, I have a wide range of influences. I love Dickie Betts. I like Django Reinhardt. I like Andre Segovia. Just anything that appeals to my ear. Doesn't really matter what genre it is. I like to listen to a whole lot of different kind of stuff.
You're listening to it all. Let's say hi to the dad, Bud.
Hey, Michael.
Is it hard to bring your children up musically? There's a lot of parents out there, they work full time, they got to support the house. They would love to get their kids lessons and stuff, but driving them back and forth and all the time. And actually then, you know, when Samantha was, 4 years old, I'm sure she sounded like a little kid playing the violin, and I'm sure that's not easy to go through, I'll let you explain the rest.
There's certainly a lot of work goes into it, Michael, but it's just been really, honestly, so much fun for us right from the very beginning. And Samantha showed so much personality when she played right from the start and just loved the stage. And so it made it fun for us. And there are times when a 3-year-old doesn't want to listen or do what they're supposed to, but my wife made it fun. I mean, let's go stand in the bathtub while, in the shower, without the water running, of course, while you practice today, or see how that sounds, and just fun stuff like that.
From their CD Stages, this is a great song called Call Me the Breeze. Let's find out what all this music lessons and time spent practicing bring us. It's the Snyder Family Band on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio.
Well, now they call me the breeze. I just keep blowing down the road. Well, now they call me the breeze. I just keep blowing down the road. I ain't got me nobody, and I ain't carried me no load. Well, there ain't no change in the weather, there ain't no changes in me. Well, there ain't no change in the weather, there ain't no changes in me. And I ain't hiding from nobody, nobody's hiding from me. Well, I got that green light, buddy. I've got to keep moving on. Well, I got that green light, buddy. I've got to keep moving on. Might go out to California, might come out to WoodSongs, I don't know. Now they call me the breeze, I just keep blowing down the road. Well, now they call me the breeze, I just keep blowing down the road. I ain't got me nobody, I ain't carried me no load.
The Snyder Family, Call Me the Breeze, from their new album called Stages. If you want to make Stages part of your home music collection and find out the tour schedule for the Snyder Family, get their bios, and find out how Mom and Dad taught these kids to be such wonderful players, we encourage you to visit our website, woodsongs.com. Click on the archive page. This is show number 660. You are listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. We're broadcasting from our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky, at the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the beautiful Appalachian Mountains. We're on the air from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon in northern Canada, and we have got a legacy family on our stage as well. And Father John, of course, is a founding member of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. He's here with his two sons, Jonathan and Nathan. Together, they've got a great new album called the McEwen Sessions. Please welcome the McEwens on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Thank you, Michael. What would you like to hear? Oh,
Hills of Sylmar.
Oh, now that sounds like, see, we're hoping that this album has a California bluegrass hit on it.
Well, I think this is the one. This is going to be the one.
Because there's a lot of good bluegrassers from California, but they're laughing, see? You've heard of the 405 freeway, right? You know what it means? It means you go 4 or 5 miles an hour. Well, besides that, there's the Hills of Sylmar, which it's going to be some popular hills.
After they hear this album, they'll be popular.
Ready, boys?
This one's written by our friend out there in Sylmar, Orist Balaban. Thank you, Orist. Beneath the hills of Sylmar, where the chaparral burns every year, on a road named for a man whom we all know, I watched her taillights disappear, and I cried on the Ronald Reagan freeway. Couldn't see the lines between the lanes. Highway patrol just shook my hand and let me go, but she done me just the same. Hills of Sylmar, under a margarita moon, I raised them dry and raised my glass and said goodbye. Next time I see her's gonna be too soon. And I cried on the Ronald Reagan freeway. I couldn't see the lines between the lanes. Highway patrol just shook my hand and let me go, but she done me just the same.
Bluebellies crawl across the sand. For twisted love that sent out from up above, she's given out to another man. Maybe he'll cry on the Ronald Reagan freeway. Couldn't see the lines between the legs. Highway patrol just shook my hand and let him go. Buddy, she done it just the same old way. Yeah, buddy, she done it just the same.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bills and Sylmar, great song off the McEwen Sessions, their brand new album. Jonathan and Nathan and Father John. And I don't want the hour to go by without acknowledging, John, the legacy career that you've had in the music business.
Earthshaker! Thank you very much.
I mean, you've been part of several platinum-selling albums. Rolling Stone magazine says that the album that you conceived was the most important album to ever come out of Nashville, and that was Will the Circle Be Unbroken. John,
thank you
gave
very
birth
much.
to the idea.
Thank you. This is the 40th anniversary of that album coming out this year.
And you still look wonderful.
And thanks to the people that like it, like as you responded to, over the years, a few years ago, the Library of Congress inducted that into the Library of Congress as one of the most important American recordings.
There you go.
So that's thanks to you.
Well, let's listen to this beautiful song. It's a great song written by Rodney Crowell. It's on the new CD called the McEwen Sessions. This is a Grammy-worthy project, and I hope everybody picks this up. It's a song called Long Hard Road. It's the McEwens on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio.
Way back in my memory, there's a scene that I recall of a little rundown cabin in the woods, where my daddy never promised that our blue moon would turn gold. We'd lay awake nights wishing that it would. And when the world was on our radio, hard work was on our minds. We lived our day-to-day in plain dirt fashion, with old overalls and cotton balls all strapped across your back. Man, it's hard to make believe there ain't nothing wrong. Mama kept the Bible read and Daddy kept our family fed, and somewhere in between I must have grown. I just kept on dreaming that a song that I am singing takes me down the road to where I wanna go. And now I'm gone, and it's a long, hard road. Sometimes I remember when I stayed up late at night. When the sun up came, we got up and went. In the shadows of the working day, our moonlight hours spent singing songs along with Grandma's radio. Now I'm beaten down an old blacktop road, sleeping in a sack, living in my memories all in vain. 'Cause those city lights ain't all that bright compared to what it's like to see the lightning bugs go dancing in the rain. Mama played the guitar then, and Daddy played the banjo when the raindrops played the tin roof like a drum. I just kept on dreaming that a song that I am singing takes me down the road to where my name is known. Now I'm gone, and it's a long, hard road. Yeah, I know It's a long, hard road.
Thank you, Michael.
Long, hard road from the McEuen Sessions. Wasn't it great having the McEwens on our broadcast? Jonathan, Nathan, the string wizard himself, John McEuen, and the Snyder family. What do you think of those kids and their dad, Bud? So much great music, so much passion, so much enjoyment, and it's families. It's families, it's love, and it's home, it's kitchen tables, it's the living room couch, it's John McEuen playing his banjo to his children as they are getting ready for bed when he comes home off the road. It's a wonderful, beautiful contribution that parents can make to their children. Why is it so important? Why do I talk about it so much? You know, it's a theme of the WoodSongs broadcast. I'll tell you why. My dad died 5 days before I was born. I would give anything to have known what it sounded like when he called my name. And when I hear families like the Snyder family, and there's Dad playing bass with his two children, and there's the look of pride on his face. When I look at John with his two sons, you know, I crave that kind of thing, and I never had it. And that is why music and art is important in the schools, because if it wasn't in the school, I would not have known it. I would not have gotten it. Not everybody is a Snyder family. Not everybody's got that opportunity. Not everybody is the McEwens. Not everybody has that opportunity. If you see an open door for your children to play music, to do art, whether it's writing poetry or playing a cello, help them open that door and make the home the beautiful nesting place, the cultivating ground for this music and art to grow. It is the most beautiful gift you can give your family, is letting music and art happen. That's why we need it in the schools, so they can bring it home. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I am a tree hugger, and we'll see you next week on the WoodSongs.
You've been listening to WoodSongs.
Thank you for tuning in. There are so many talented artists that appear on our stage. It's very hard sometimes to pick the ones that appear on our TV broadcast. So what we're going to do is leave you with a performance from our huge online archive of past shows. We'll see you next time on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Thank you so much. I hope you will join me. My grandmother taught me this, and I've always loved her and thanked her for many things, but of course for Amazing Grace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. I hope you'll join me and sing this. You could sing the harmony or the melody or another song altogether if you'd like, because it is the spirit that counts. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils, and snares we have already come through many days.
The television broadcast of WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour is made possible in part by the Lexington Convention and Visitors Bureau, providing information to families, conventions, and vacationers to visit the horse farms, bourbon trails, and music of Lexington and Central Kentucky. Online at visitlex.com. C.F. Martin and Company, makers of handcrafted American-made Martin guitars since 1833. American Recordable Media, manufacturing CDs, DVD, and more for independent artists worldwide. Insight Communications, providers of cable, telephone, high-definition television, and broadband internet service.